I'm talking to the entertaining gentleman. We're already the best friends, and they're in the Hard Rock Hotel, or where are you?
Well, this
Which
is our
one?
little bedroom. You should see the big one we've got. But yes.
No, we are indeed at the Hard Rock Hotel in New York.
Oh, you're in
Um,
New York. New York.
yes,
Yeah,
That's
yes,
where I am. I'm in New York.
we should
yes.
have come to you. Whereabouts are
You
you?
could have come to me. We could have been in the backyard here.
I love it. But I
So
tell you
come
what, you've
over
got much
later.
better. You've got
Come on
much better
over.
weather where you are, Paul. You've got much better weather where you are than we have here. Look at that
Oh,
blue
yeah.
sky behind you.
Yeah. I'm going to put some shrimps on the Barbie. We'll go get some
Hey,
Fosters. We'll get some Guinness, and we'll get
we love it.
Yeah.
As long as Barbie doesn't mind.
No, I don't think you have to be extremely cautious about mixing British icons with Australian icons. They don't always go together. Guinness at an Aussie barbecue, no, it's a no-no, I'm afraid. I have to veto it,
Is
right?
that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, you need some Victoria bitter, mate. But
a lot of pressure now. The pressure is building.
We love the pressure. I think it's a lot hotter where you are with your blue sky, so it's got to be good.
You know, you guys talking about Barbie. I found a Barbie today, one of the original, very old one that I've had that I thought I gave my granddaughter. But
Yeah.
I'm cleaning up some of the house here because we got some people coming like over the weekend and stuff. In any case, I found it. I'm such a happy. Isn't it nice to find something that you've I haven't cleaned this in about 40 years. I just got remarried. And so I'm cleaning some space out. So she's moved in. And to find this is an emotional moment for me to go through, happy birthday, dad or grandpa and stuff.
Oh,
How about you guys? Are you
yeah,
sentimental?
so we are extremely sentimental. Where are you? Where is your house?
West 80th Street, next to the Museum of Natural History.
oh, I was there this morning. I walked past your house. Today was actually wonderful weather for walking. It's been sweltering hot and that sort of stuff. But you're right, nostalgia ain't what it used to be. So finding those old Barbies, they're probably worth a fair bit of money now.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably. I know, but I want to make a barbecue for you two guys. Let's get you. So you're in town, right?
We,
We're in
we are
town.
we are in town for an indeterminate number of days, probably 2 or 3, right? Is a rough estimate. But I will tell you, Paul, I am paying for some of my sins. There's other sins that I haven't yet paid for,
Sins.
right? But the particular sin that I'm paying for is for 11 years, I lived on Madison between 35th and 36th, right? I lived in something called the Sliver building. I don't know if you remember the movie Sliver, but this was the last of the Sliver buildings in New York, which have very small, narrow footprints and very tall buildings. And so I lived there, and my commute daily from the bedroom to the office was a spiral staircase. And because I never appreciated that, I now have, in the last 9 months, it's either 29 or 30, I'm not sure, gone 29 or 30 times from Melbourne, Australia to New York and back, and usually not directly either way, but directly is a minimum of 50 hours round trip. So that's my penance for not appreciating a spiral staircase right on Madison Avenue.
Well, you're hitting touch points because Uncle Monroe created the spiral staircase, the portable ones, to be frank with you. And you'll see also a iron set out here in the backyard that he created. And he thought of these easy ones, like $300. You could get them, and you could put them in yourself. So you probably had an elaborate one. Was it an elaborate one, your spiral staircase, or was it
It was quite
easy?
spirally. It was quite spirally. And my wife, who is a brilliant artist, who I
Oh,
met in New York, she's a little bit, since you have just remarried, I feel able to share with you highly confidential information.
yeah, no one's listening, so don't you worry.
Yeah, nobody's listening. That's good. That's
I
good.
just recorded for us. So
Yeah,
I realized
later
that.
we're having a party, we can play it back and enjoy
no,
it.
I think you've got this program. I think you use this program to seduce your wife, right? So
Oh, I used other things.
Is that right?
So any case, my wife happens to be a little bit my junior. I met her in New York, and you know, one of the very interesting prejudices in the world, maybe it's in the Western world, is that if you have a younger wife, people assume you've been together for a short time, right? And we've actually been together for 20 years,
Oh my
right?
God.
Decided to return to Melbourne, Australia to have kids. Some 11 years ago, we returned to have kids. But yes, she actually had a fascinating trajectory in life of being born in Uzbekistan to Ukrainian parents who fled there during the Second World War, formative years in Israel from 11 to 17, and the most years in her life in New York. She spent 13 years here. So she actually misses the city a lot. So
Wow, Zowie, what a story. How about yourself?
Well, about me, well, I always keep my family. We have a deal that I never speak about my family on air because they like to maintain their privacy, which is all wonderful. But what I love, Paul, is when you move to your left, you develop a halo. Did you know that? So move to your left a little bit because whatever the graphics work on that sort of base, a bit further. There you go. Did you see that?
yes, yes, the halo appears.
You get a natural halo when you work on that sort of base. That's it.
There you go. It's more than a halo. It's a love.
It's a psychedelic
Oh,
halo.
really? Is that so?
I love it. It's so good.
You know, all well, I could show it to you. So when you come to my home, you'll see that I have a big heart behind us.
That's fun. So how did you start? How do you start your show? Because I've been seeing some of the previous episodes. How long have you been broadcasting?
How long have I been broadcasting? Or my show? I'm doing it 50 plus years, but my show is 27 years.
27
I
years.
started before YouTube. Well, I started CBS in 72, and then 7 years there on a family. Yeah, okay, so we stole your.
72 was a great year. I graduated from high school. I was 18 and I went exploring the world.
Yeah, I just graduated from college, and so I got a job at CBS. And
Right.
luckily, because I graduated from I got a master's degree, so they thought I was really a smart. Even though I studied the Beatles, I got a master's on the Beatles. But in any case, I talked the Jesuit priests into that, and they thought it was okay. And in any case, but I did All in the Family, To Death Do Us Part. Because CBS had these great All in the Family, Sonny and Cher, Carol Burnett. Classic program. Yeah, and I was assistant manager of the studios. So
Right.
studios, you know, we in Television City in California, but way back when, that was where I learned show business because that was LA is show business. And so I started off really in a good way. Then I became producer of a soap opera.
And what I love when it's in your blood, it's the great thing about broadcasting now is that anybody can do it wherever they are in the world. And the citizen broadcasters, they're the ones who can tell the truth and get directly there without having to kowtow to their masters, aren't they?
Everybody's a producer if they want to be. It's very simple. And that little cell phone thing, which where he has the opportunity, just like television does, to create good or to create bad. So I've been in the mindset my mother gave me, which was a librarian at Temple Emmanuel in New York,
Right.
Fifth Avenue. The Power of Positive Thinking by Reverend.
It's so important. And actually, that's the whole thing about this is how we met with FENIX360. It's all about putting the power back to the artist because the industry. I always say if it ain't broke, you've got to break it. And what I love about FENIX360, it is empowering those creatives in new and wonderful ways, embracing technology in ways that basically can open all of those new revenue streams. And it might be good if you like, Paul, to tell you a bit about FENIX360.
He'll tell us. I looked into it. I'm a musician, and since 7 years old, I love what you got. I know I know what you got. Okay.
Can I suggest something?
Now you're going to tell us more about it. The audience.
Yeah.
Can I suggest, because you are a very wise man who uses Zoom. I despise people that use alternatives to Zoom because none of them work as well as Zoom, right? And I don't know why I have to go through, Google Meets and other such things, right? Sorry, Google, you're a very nice company, right?
We love everybody. We love.
I used to have hair. I know.
But given the fact that you have, right? Yeah, given the fact if you turn on sharing, I will actually
Oh,
show
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, no, yeah.
I will show you live.
That's about as much as I can do. Thank you.
Yeah, look, well, you know, we want
Good idea. We
want to expose all of your talents, however meager they might be. Right.
Here, this is after I had a
everything.
wrestling match with this guy. Did you
Oh,
know
look
this
at
guy?
you. Oh, fantastic.
Hulk Hogan. He
Absolutely.
just passed last week.
I know, that was so sad. What was your favorite memory of Hulk?
This was, I fought him and I beat him. And
Oh, you
then
beat him.
I'm shaking his hand because I felt bad. And then I get
Yeah.
an 8x10 glossy picture of me autographed.
Oh,
That isn't what I told my family.
I know, I
At
love
the
it.
television conference things.
Right. But he was one of the great characters, wasn't he, in wrestling? And what I loved, he was a genuinely nice person, both on and off screen.
He was, in Yiddish, we call him a mensch. He was a beautiful man. He was a positive-minded guy.
Yeah.
He had all the accolades of a good human being.
And I think it was
And a
so.
wrestler.
And what we need now, as I say, we live in a very diverse age where there's so much conflict in the world. We need these positive role models, don't we?
1,000%. And what we're going to do now is really take a moment and learn about
Yeah.
your business, your app, your opportunity, I'll call it, for entertainers to
Yes.
entertain the world, and that's a blessing. And you're making it simple. You're making it financially rewarding. You're
Yes.
giving a larger percentage. I'm on your side, and let's hear it now. I shared the screen, and I'm
There you
going to
go.
cut
Right.
this up
that
into
is
two
wonderful.
interviews. I'm going to part one and part two. One is the schmoozing part we just did, okay, and now part two. Let's learn about what your new technology is and how people can get involved.
Well, Paul, I have to say, blessing is an appropriate word because we would like to return the blessing that artists actually give, right? Their fans. And the truth of the matter is, for all of us, whether it is music, whether it's visual art, whether it's dancers, actors, right, models, they form a very important part of our enjoyment in life. And the notion that they should be devalued by these social media platforms to the point where they can't make a living unless they have huge audiences is just not right. I happen to be married to a visual artist. As I was saying, my partner, Lance Ford, who came busking with a guitar from London 40 years ago, went on to be founding publisher Maxim magazine, right? Made it the world's #1 respectable men's magazine. But, you know, I don't claim any great artistic talent myself, right? But I have artists in my life that I treasure. And the truth of the matter is, most of us really get huge enjoyment from the arts. And the people that give us that enjoyment deserve to have lives in which they can at least practice their art full time and not have to work, two shifts at McDonald's. It's it's just crazy, and it's particularly crazy because these platforms are enormously wealthy, right? And it would not harm neither them nor their shareholders to do a better job for the artists and content creators they have. And the digital age was supposed to be the age, right, of democratization, where everybody did better because they were not, the normal hierarchical structures. The truth is, in some ways, it's become more hierarchical than ever before. And I've never said that before.
Can I say how eloquently you said that? I would keep that phrasing.
Yes, I've never said that before.
I got it on tape. No problem.
You inspired somehow another, Paul, whether it was your halo,
yes,
right, or something else.
It's a move. Stop, wait. Stop. When I say stop, Paul, move to the left. Stop there.
Oh, look
That
at
is
that.
the halo.
That is a rainbow halo.
It is a rainbow halo. It's for pride.
That's a donation to a private school over here called Calhoun at a bazaar, and it's a one big piece of fabric, and it's heart into heart into heart.
Oh, well done.
It's been our background for 30 years.
Well, we love it. It's very good. It's always sunny where you are, and you can bring your own rainbow. I love it.
And we
Okay.
own the happy face also. We
Yeah.
own the trademark for the happy face. I got it before the emoji, but I never
You got
got
the
the
happy
design.
face. Okay.
I own the copyright. I believe somebody's a lawyer on this call
Hey.
and a barrister.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no
so
messing there.
no messing with you guys. So this is wonderful. All right.
Perfect.
Well,
Okay,
let's
you ready for this?
Okay,
We're gonna
I
I'm
share.
ready for
am
you,
going to
and I'm
share.
rooting for you because also I'll just say one thing because when I
Yeah.
switched to this way back in July 4th, 1998, when I switched to this guy from Network CBS, Channel 13, PBS, and then I had a multicultural advertising marketing company. When I switched to this guy, and I said, now I don't need satellite trucks and I can go all over the
Yes.
world and I can make a newspaper, I can make a magazine, I can do art, all the things that this little guy is allowing us to do. And I remember somebody also saying to me, you don't need a big audience.
No, no,
You just need a community. And with a good community and some wise marketing, you can make a living. Okay.
oh,
You don't need billions because billions are for the billions people.
we
This is an opportunity. And so we're going to learn with
without
your
a doubt.
technology. With your technology, you're making it easier for the people to do it.
No, absolutely. And technology, you're absolutely right. Now anybody can be their own journalist. And what happens? The first thing you touch in the morning and the last thing you touch at night is this. So be careful with your partners. You work on that sort of basis. But the other thing I find as well, Paul, is that the smarter the phones get, the more dumb the people get. So it's important that we still have communication. And I think all of these things, when you get these sort of things like emojis that you mentioned, it stops people being able to communicate in real life, which is a problem, isn't it?
Well,
Um,
I personally like you guys also know, I think our good Eileen
Oh,
Spirit,
she's an angel, Eileen.
she's a beauty of all beauties and the kindness. She told me to marry my wife, and I
Did
listened
she?
to her. I swear.
I thought your wife was already married to you.
No, I just got married in
you walk,
January to a
did you
younger
walk into
woman.
the bedroom when she said it?
No, we were at my concert, my Earth Day concert, I guess it was in Times Square, which is where this opportunity is now to take this, these phones and go into the real world
Oh, we love it.
and
Absolutely.
make shows. We take over Times Square. It's a big project and a big show, but that's where I met Eileen. I love to get together with concerts and with people in the streets. Get out of your house, go and meet people. All right,
Yeah.
let's learn about your technology because your technology can allow me to go to Central Park today and make an album.
No, and it's such a joy on that sort of basis. And I love what you're doing in Times Square in September, isn't it? You've got that
We
wonderful
got
event.
the International Day of Peace. It's the 1.6 billion people are aware of it. 193 countries agreed to it. And we've been doing a concert for 23 years in Central Park and
Wonderful.
now in
The
Times Square.
world, the
Love for
world
you guys to get
needs.
involved and love for you to get out there, have people get on and create shows right there in Times Square. All right, let me see what you got going.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
you can see an app, can you, at the moment?
Yes,
Is
and
that what you can see? We
I
can see
see.
an
So
Halo
does anyone
map.
object?
What's that? Can you see it on screen?
Yeah, so does anyone object? Question mark. That's what it says.
Yeah, it says.
Oh, is that why I thought you were asking us, Paul?
Okay, so basically, this is not dissimilar to a feed of, let's say, TikTok, right? It's not dissimilar, but there are some very stark differences, right?
Okay.
So first thing about a TikTok, right, to be blunt about it, is it has arguments with record labels about 3% of advertising going to label and artist. We begin with 80%, at least 70% going to the artist of the advertising revenue and 10% going to the middleman. Secondly, everything but advertising, we give 95% to the artist, right? So these are radically different percentages. But more than that, we want to make sure the artist has a very good way to monetize. So TikTok has an issue, apart from their legal issues, that every year their so-called engagement goes down. It's because once you watch a video, you have to wait for an artist to bestow another video. Here, every artist has this button which says visit app. And without getting too technical, this visit app button is, right, takes you to what is known as a web app or shareable app. The app stores do not lend themselves to sharing. So if a band or a dancer wants to say, here is my app, they can't. The best they can do is say, go to the app store and get my app. With a web app, you can share it. Now, we don't expect people to have multiple apps. They get from their favorite artist an app. And as soon as they see the app and say, wow, this is wonderful, in order to get all the apps of all artists, they have to actually go to an app store and download our app. But whoever comes by that route belongs to that artist, as well as anybody who nominates that artist belongs to that artist. But whoever comes by the route of the artist app belongs to them, and they don't need to put out the next hot video next month, right, or do something special. They will get recurring income. That recurring income, we believe to be a minimum, and we've had these figures tested and retested, of $1.44 per fan per month. So if you have 10,000 fans, you can make $14,000 when we're probably
What I'm
up.
saying, you can have you don't have to have millions and millions based upon what you're saying, but that is the reality. What also is the reality, what you have here, and I want to commend you right here. Sorry to interrupt you. You've made it sticky. And I learned early on, since I'm doing this so long with the web and the computer and everything, and the websites, stickiness is the key. You want to keep the people part of what you're doing. And that's what you got here. It's not a download to go to the Google store. It's a whole nother concept. Do I got this right?
Yeah, you do have it right. Although our overall app will be in a Google store and Apple
No,
store.
you mentioned that. That's what you said, to get everybody. But
Yeah.
individually, that you can stick with them.
Yeah, correct. Now, I'll just show you some features of this. In fact, what I'll begin by showing you is what a typical artist app, and let us use somebody who started their career in York. It happens to be a model, artist, and singer, Jerry Lee, right? So this is a typical app. You have a truncated bio, and then you have the full bio. She's got a lot going on in her career. She has a lot to say. You can share this with anybody. You can donate to her, right? And you can message her, add her as a friend, or follow her. But then you have all of the links to her career. So this is recent press and features, her official website, her modeling portfolio, her music on Spotify, and so on. And then you have all of her social media here. And we do three things with social media. We provide these buttons that you can get to her social media, and we're not precious, even though we are social media. We want every artist to earn from every source they currently do. If it turns out, and we believe strongly it will, that we are producing much more money for the artist, then they will naturally spend more time with us. But there's no contract to dictate that. And indeed, we facilitate them using every type of source of income earning that they can. So the fan can press these buttons. Also, the artist is able to suck the postings from other social media into our app. And importantly, they only have to post on our app and it automatically goes out to all social media. We have an app, I should say a merchandise store, very easily configured. So if you want to sell something, you can sell it right then and there as an artist, right? We have the post, as I said, bought in from other social media. Excuse me, I've never sneezed on an interview before.
God bless you. You know what that means, God. That means what you're saying is true.
There you go.
And if I sneeze 3 times, it'll be even more true. So in any event, and then we have an interest section where the artists can put their favorite recipes, their remedies, whatever they like, and favorite music, favorite movies. But these are referrals. Now, for example, if you take this artist's favorite book, it happens to take you to Amazon, right? The book comes up in Amazon. Amazon pays, let's say, 12% commission, 11%, whatever they pay, and the artist gets 95% of that. And people love knowing what their artist's favorite things are, whether they be books or movies or whatever. And this is yet another way for an artist to earn money. Our view about income is that everything that's possible for an artist to earn an income, we should include, right? Now there's an amalgamated shop. I'm about to sneeze twice, I
There you
think.
go,
So
3 times
yeah.
today. It's gonna get
it's never sneezed on an interview before. This
Gesundheit.
must be a very special. This is clearly an interview rating system, right? And we're at 2 sneezers, right? That already puts you ahead of most broadcasters.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this
I
happened
think you're one of the only ones ever has sneezed, and on I got about 7,500 interviews. I
absolutely.
commend you. I'm going to give you an award.
No, I think it should be, but FENIX360 is not to be sneezed at, and I think that's the message.
Yes, yes. And then we have, right, a sort of back end which the artist uses to do things. It's got 26 functions. I will take you through just a couple. So everything we do, we want to keep exceedingly simple. So live streaming, for example, you have now, or you have a scheduled live stream. You have it paid or you have it free. If it is paid, then anybody who goes to watch it automatically gets money deducted from their wallet, right? It is seamless, right? And the idea is to make everything very simple. We go to this thing called a playground. It's very colorful, right? And it has all sorts of things artists can do. I'm going to take you through one of the 26 functions, right? So it's called the artist management function. So here, as you can see, they can add songs, they can add products, they can complete their bio, they can manage their social media, they can even reward people for using their app, they can withdraw the money they earn at any time. And then there's 3 things wrong with social media. It doesn't pay, it doesn't allow an artist to actually segment according to area. So for example, we at the moment have it that you can just send a notification via the phone to people in a particular country, but we're making it so that if you want to do the meatpacking districts on Friday night, you can just do a circle and it will invite people within 5 miles of the meatpacking district, right? And the third thing about social media is it's not easy to communicate with the fans. Here, you can do a text or you can just send your latest video and it will go right to the phone of every one of your fans. We tell the artists their daily, weekly, monthly revenue, right? We tell them, we allow people, if they consent, to go onto their mailing list with their email, how many standalone apps, how many fans. And when you're constructing this, which can take as little as 20 minutes, when you construct it, it automatically constructs a website for the artist also. So we are quite obsessed by all of this. Sorry, I will just get out of this now. We are quite obsessed by all of this because we think that it's really been long overdue that the artist gets properly dealt with in terms of their control, in terms of their income, in terms of making their careers a little easier by giving them tools, right? And we intend keeping on going on with it.
You hit it right on the head. You have really, made some comprehensive opportunity for someone who really cares about what they're doing in the world of entertainment. I would think an artist also can use whatever you got too, portrait arts. Anyway,
Yeah.
you have a very, very, I don't know if you guys are the ones behind the conceptualization of this, but somebody knows their stuff. Somebody knew enough for all the bells and the whistles that a Sony Corporation or a BMG or a big company and or a creative artists go through to work with the talent. And you, in a certain degree, don't need that at this time for somebody to get going. All right, maybe later on when their success builds and builds and builds, maybe a big company grabs them or something, and they have 4 or 5 stars in some of these universal companies anyway. So it's so hard. This is really, really, you're
I mean,
doing,
you
you
say
made
that.
like a Bible
Sure, but even with the really big stars, effectively what they're doing, they're going to be earning more money through this. So what we're doing at Phoenix 360 is actually opening revenue streams to people. But all those people who've already got some of those revenue streams opened, they get a much larger share. And I think it might be helpful if Alan explains, just to put that into context. You compare income in the traditional way of doing things as opposed to the 360 way of doing it.
Yeah.
All right, no,
So
that's good. Okay, all right, that's even wiser than I
yeah,
was.
yeah. I mean, I should just go maybe back a little bit in history without mentioning names. But in 2008, at the annual music conference, right, I and my partner Lance, we launched something called Q-Tracks, and we were the first service that was free to consumers with streaming, with more advertising dollars that would go into the pockets of artists than they had gotten previously by downloads. This was the time when people didn't speak about streaming. On the day or the day before we launched, a certain man who is no longer with us, who ran a big computer company and phone company, right, whose name will go unmentioned, but he called the record companies and said, if you do this, I'm shutting down my music service. And so suddenly we were left high and dry. And we, by the end of that year, we had licenses. We didn't feel as though we were getting the right sort of support. And my partner Lance said, well, go and think of a better idea. What we were acutely aware of is that we'd spent $30 million and not a cent had gone to an artist. And then as I began to understand what social media was doing with artists, I decided really there needs to be a better way. And the curious thing is, I knew the music industry pretty well, and I knew to what degree artists could be exploited and were exploited on social media and elsewhere. What I didn't know is that in every area of art, it exists. So if you are a visual artist, you might sell a painting once in a while, and the gallery often gets 50%. 50% is pretty hefty, right? If you are a Broadway musical star and you're one of, let's say, a half a dozen main roles, you do 8 performances a week, potentially. You're one of the main roles. You take home, after tax and after the manager, you take home $2,000 and some dollars per week, and you don't even know what the tenure is of that musical, right? It could be a month, it could be 6 months, you have no idea. If you're the actual star, and a wonderful guy who was Mr. Spider-Man on Broadway,
Yes,
right, who happens to be one of our artists, right, he was saying you take home as the main star $3,000 and some dollars a week for 8 performances. It's not what you call big money, right? And if you're a model, you don't even own your own photos. The agency owns the photos. So in all of these areas, the artist is exploited. And the question is, it's not the same exploiters. So how is it? And the answer to how it is because it can be, because artists are by nature focused on their art. They're not hard-headed commercial people often, right? And they get exploited. So the digital age can redress that. And we believe, right, it should, and we hope to be part of that.
And I think the important point as a gloss on that as well, Paul, is that it's all about fairness. It's about fairness to the artist. My background is as an intellectual property lawyer, and throughout the whole of my career, that's what we've been looking at, working with companies, finding new markets, opening new revenue streams, utilizing technologies in a way that hasn't previously been utilized. So we, for example, did the very first live streaming for some major football organizations, for people like Thomas Cook and so on and so forth. For Formula One, we helped open up new revenue streams with the very first computer games, and looking at that sort of side. And we're artists and turning around and saying, okay, there may be extra revenue streams which haven't been explored. We're basically doing that. And I was introduced to Allan by a legend in the music industry, somebody called John Velasco. Now, he discovered or signed...
I know John.
Oh, you know John? Well, fantastic. Well, if you know John, you'll know that he signed wonderful bands.
John Velasco.
Whatever happened to them? Do you remember that?
John Velasco, Wonderama?
Oh, there you go. Look at you. I thought you were going to turn into Superman now. No, you've got your halo and everything.
No, but I worked with Chris Reeve, was my friend. He was on my soap.
Brilliant.
Any case. And he lived in our neighborhood here. In any case.
Fantastic.
Can you believe that? Wow.
I love that. Good timing. But it's all about that. We always say that it's a people industry. And so what happens is this whole network between us, we probably know everybody within the industry, and we can look at different ways that we can help them. But the fundamental point about the company, it's founded on respect and about fairness and fairness to artists. And it's a redistribution of that wealth, making extra revenue streams come alive. And that's what we've been doing on that sort of basis.
And all these years, and I got a lot of years in with musical people, okay? I've never heard a music talent ever say that they were treated fairly. I'd be perfectly straight with you.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, maybe I've never, I have long conversations with superstars, but I'll say that everybody else feels, I don't know, can I say it on my own, bro? Screwed. So the point is, because they weren't treated properly.
Yeah.
In many cases, they were treated like cattle, and it's not nice because it's an emotional business to begin with. And so I love what you got. I know what you got. And what you got is a simplified, if you you're not going to maybe even like what I'm going to say, but you got the program, let's call it, or the app, or whatever you want to call this, for the dummy, for the person who really doesn't know what they should do. This
Yes.
talented person who's strumming away and hitting the piano and playing the drums, and they love it. They've told their parents, I don't care. I don't want to be a barrister. So
Right.
I want to play music. Okay.
Yes.
You're now helping them potentially succeed in it because there's a lot of things to know. And you have such a comprehensive app
Yeah.
that it's a no-brainer. That's what I'm saying.
And I'll tell you what's also a no-brainer as well, Paul, is it's everybody's favorite four-letter F word. It's free. So people can sign up to it. They can try it out themselves,
Free?
help people
free?
out. It's free. It doesn't cost a single penny. So
You
to
guys
get
are
the
a
app, to
gift.
download it.
You're a gift. All you want to do is split some bucks with them, which is
Isn't that
more
right?
than fair. Are
So,
you kidding me? You're not charging for something
we're
there.
not charging penny.
Not charging at all. And it's it's important we don't charge because we don't want ever to be a burden, right, for the artist, right, in no way whatsoever. And I have to say we're not only altruistic, but our altruism is reasonably pure, I would say. But obviously, we would like it to be a successful business. But the truth is, if you are respectful to artists and you do give them what they need, you might actually end up with a very worthwhile business.
What I love, Paul, is the choice of all the hamster wheels are now running in full motion here down in the Hard Rock
Put me through
Hotel.
my money's
We're able
worth.
to protect it in a glorious way.
Oh, you're kind of off. The sound's a little bit off right now, but it's still good material. I had to fill because I wasn't sure. I don't know. I figured something technical went down, and during that time I kept talking because I was hoping you just would jump back on.
But what I love about it, Paul, you're such a pro. You can work on that basis. And what we've done after the zillions of years that you've been in broadcast, this is what shows your real metal. You turn around, you need to have, and I'll let you into a secret, as long as you promise not to tell anybody, Alan's laptop ran out of battery. They've run out of power here in New York. It's as a result of the terrible weather. And that's what happened. So poor old Allan suffered as a result. But the great thing is, FENIX360 kept on going. And I think what's going to be helpful, we're talking about your brilliant event in September. We would love people with our confidence, try the app out, go to the App Store now, FENIX360, Allan will give you the details. Everybody can download it for free. And if anybody needs any help setting it up, we can do that as well. But it is so intuitive that every single one of your brilliant watchers, your viewers around the world will be able to benefit from it.
150%, no doubt about it, and it'll make their life happier. No
Absolutely.
doubt, and on many regards. So thank you. I did, as I say, stretch there. We talked. Eileen called. I recorded that. It was. You're going to hear it. You two guys are wins. A big win, and you're going to make a lot of people happy. And I'm inviting you over my home.
We want to make them happier, wealthier, and healthier.
And it's really good. What I can also say, Paul, is that I had the joy of broadcasting on more platforms than Paddington. and I do a daily show called the Andrew Eborn Show. People can log in. It is free as well. You can go to the YouTube and have a look at the Andrew Eborn Show on Octopus TV. We have brilliant guests from around the world, from the worlds of politics, from music, from history and other artists and so on and so forth. And we would love people to come along, subscribe for that now. That is also free, everybody's favourite F-letter word. And you can follow me at Andrew Eborn, at Octopus TV. And also join the community here at FENIX360. We would love to have every single person on board.
Wow, wait, spell that for us. Spell that where we should go.
Yeah, go for it, Alan. Tell everybody how to reach us.
Yes. If anybody wants to go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and they just need to look for FENIX360, if there's any imposters, they will not have a pinkish F logo. But if you see the pinkish F logo, you know it is not an imposter, and a violet pinkish color. And please download the app and enjoy it, and it will get better and better. And we are thrilled to have been on your show and thrilled to be involved with your various initiatives. And thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
before
And
you go,
spell
Paul, show us your
Phoenix.
halo before you go. Turn to the left. I want to see
And
your halo.
how do we
That's
spell
the one.
Phoenix?
The
How do we
rainbow
spell
halo.
Phoenix?
I love it.
Alan, how do we spell Phoenix? I can hear you better than I can hear.
FENIX. Phoenix, FENIX 360. Just the number 3, the number 6, and the number 0. FENIX 360. And if they want to go to FENIX360.com, the website, they'll better go from there to the App Store also. And thank you very much. You have been a very gracious host.
Why? And you called it Phoenix 360. You know, a lot of people used to say 180. You know, we're 180. You're 3. You doubled the whammy. And the Phoenix is Phoenix. The Phoenix is a beautiful thing in this world.
It is. It happens to be a mythology that exists in Hindu tradition, Chinese tradition, and Western tradition, right? So it is actually a universal concept, the Phoenix. And indeed, we are rising. And with your help, we've risen a little bit more. And thank you very much.
We're all in it together. All right, I love you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Love you.
Enjoy it. Enjoy
See
it.
you. Bye-bye.
Coming over to my house. We're gonna have a bash. All right.
And you can come over to mine. It's a mere 25 hours on a plane. Don't be
no problem.
intimidated. Come and visit me.
I'm not intimidated. I'm gonna walk to Kennedy Airport now. All right. I'll see you later.
See you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.